Yo, Pisces, what's going on with y'all? Wild Waters is the name of this incense, you heard? Wild Waters. Alright, we about to get into some tarot for the Pisces people. You know what I mean? Everything still applies if you're trying to reach out to me, you're trying to get a reading of some sort. Is this thing up? I hope so. Alright, so like I said, everything applies on the website, link in the description box. What else? I may cuss, but I don't curse. Let's get that situated first. Bars. And yeah. So before we get into this reading, right, I wanna discuss a dream that I had. Alright? So we're gonna take our time. It's not gonna be a 3-card draw either. We're gonna take our time with this. So alright, first before I start the dream, I wanna say that I had watched a reading of a tarot reading. It was called The Destroyer and the Restorer. Alright? It's on YouTube. It's from another tarot reader. And I watched it, right? And I ain't gonna lie. The shit like kicked my shit up. Like it triggered me. You know what I mean? But I will say in a good way. In a real good way. It pretty much forced me to take a deeper look within myself to, you know how the tarot card readings do. This one really like went in there and grabbed me. You know what I'm saying? So I'm fresh off of that, right? And like I told y'all in other videos before, I listen to my body. So throughout the day, I'm chilling. I'm doing my 1-2 or whatever. And I had like something that come over me. Like my body got weak. And that could have been a coffee crash. It really could have. It felt like that. You know what I mean? Sometimes you get the jitters when you drink coffee, and it's just like you get that crash, and it's just like, oh, wait a minute. You know what I mean? So I was like, man, fuck that. I'm going to sleep. I'm going to take a nap. So that's what I did. Bang. I go right out too. Like I was wide awake, and then all of a sudden my body got weak. I went right out. So I'm going into this dream, right? Now, I'm back in my old neighborhood. Mind you, it's retrograde and shit. But I'm back in my old neighborhood again. And I'm at an old place that I used to hang out in, let's say. And I bump into a woman that I know. And I go downstairs to the basement of this house. And I'm getting ready to go outside. So first I go to take a shower. I took a shower, came out the shower, got my clothes ready. I had some like Japanese looking garb on, like some real Dragon Ball Z type shit. You know what I'm saying? It was a brown outfit, tops and bottoms were matching. It kind of looked like scrubs, but it was the Japanese style. So I'm getting ready. My hair's like this, but I don't know, it looked a little shorter, maybe because I just got out of the shower, it like shrunk up or whatever the case may be. So, I'm just giving you all of the details that I possibly can. So, I get out the shower. Now, the woman that I'm talking about that I seen first, she's walking towards my way because it's like her turn to get in the shower type shit. Now, mind you, I don't look at her like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying she ain't lookable. She is, but I just don't look at her like that. You know what I'm saying? That's like sis. But don't, sometimes if I call you sis, don't think I ain't trying to get at you too. But anyway, here on there, right? Well, I gotta crack a joke. Listen. So, she's walking my way, but she got on purple lingerie bars because I'm nice. And I'm just like, keeping eye contact or like trying to look away. I'm looking away. I'm not looking at her like that. You know what I'm saying? But she could tell, but she trying to stop and have conversation. So she did. She stopped. She like, yo, where you been at? I'm like, what you mean where I've been at? She was like, you ain't been around in a long time. You know what I mean? I've been looking forward to speak to you. I've been wanting to talk to you, yada, yada, yada. I'm like, word. She was like, yeah. I was like, well, why you ain't tell me? Why you ain't like, you know what I mean? Send me a hint to let me know that you want to speak to me and stuff like that. And she was like, I thought you would know because of the last time we spoke. Like, we had the greatest conversation, which is true. Like, I had a flashback while in a dream to the last time we spoke. Had a great conversation, real in depth, talking about various topics, you know what I mean? Ranging from political to X, Y, and Z, you name it, right? we was in a room full of people while we was having this conversation too, and not for nothing, like it was like me and her took over the whole room. Not saying that, not to diss the other people that was there, but it was just like they wasn't connecting like we was connecting. They wasn't vibing on that vibe. You know what I mean? They were more like, it was more like a campfire thing, and they was just like listening to us speak most of the time. It was like we took the floor. So I'm like, you right. We did have that type of rapport. You know what I'm saying? But I can't like resist from looking at her like I'm just keeping it a bean, y'all. Y'all know how I do. So she got on the purple lingerie, right? But the bra she got on, the joint is see-through at the areola part. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just like, oh my God. You know what I mean? And she's just like, don't worry about that. You know what I'm saying? Don't worry about that, boy. So I'm just like, all right, fuck it. So we keep continuing to talk or whatever the case may be. And I'm just like, I'm telling her like, yo, I'm getting ready to go somewhere though. Like, now that I know that you wanted to speak to me, I'll come back through and we could kick it or whatever the case may be. She like, all right, bet, cool. So she go her way as she was going to the bathroom to get in the shower, whatever. I go downstairs to the basement, come back up, and I'm on my way out the door, but I seen somebody that I know from my past. I lost this person. Well, we all lost them, but it was a big loss. It was a big loss. The person was close to me, right? They were there. They were there amongst the living, the people who are still living. We all know each other. We all connected, right? But so everybody else is sitting on the couch, but this person is crawling on the floor, and it was like the effects of their body was like they had a stroke. So they were crawling like on their knees and on their hands, and they couldn't speak. I would know if they could speak, they would speak. You know what I mean? I would know if they could actually get up and sit themselves on the couch, they would. But this person couldn't. So I stopped on my way out the door, and I'm looking, and I'm like wondering why they're allowed to, you know what I mean, move like that while everybody else is sitting around. And shit disturbed me. So I'm looking at someone sitting on the couch who's very close to all of us as well, and they got like their legs crossed, and they got like a turkey drumstick in their hand, and they're holding it like this, but the look on their face is like a mixture of disgust and disappointment. Yeah. But you can tell, I could tell that this person was crawling on the floor towards the drumstick so that they could eat from it. And the person that was sitting with the drumstick was just holding it there in disgust. And I'm telling myself, like, why are they not feeding this person? You understand what I'm saying? So I got upset, but I wasn't like visibly upset. You know what I'm saying? I'm just looking, I grabbed the drumstick and I start feeding the person the drumstick. You know what I mean? And I'm turning it like you will see like a chicken on a rotisserie turn on the thing. I'm turning it for them so they can eat every bite. And this person is very telepathic when they were here in the 3D. Like we could like sit in certain spaces and like read each other's mind. Like it was deep. You know what I mean? But I'm feeding them, turning the drumstick for them. They can't speak, yo. I'm telling you, they would have spoke. They can't speak, nothing. They like out of commission. So I'm making sure I feed them the whole drumstick before I leave. And that's what I did. I did that. I didn't say nothing to anybody else in the spot because, like I told you, I was disturbed. I didn't like how they was carrying it. You know what I mean? And then I left. I ended up going to my old neighborhood, but I ended up going through the back way, which I usually don't do, at least in the later years of my life. When I was a kid though, however, when I lived in this particular area, we would all play in the back, and we would climb these trees that was in the back of the houses that we lived in. And they were cherry trees. So if anybody knows something about a cherry tree or cherries, something significant to you, take heed to this. You know what I mean? Make it fit where it's supposed to fit. If it don't force it. Pause. So I'm coming through the back way, and it's like an alleyway through the back of these houses, right? And in the front of this alleyway, it has a door, so it looks like it's an apartment. It looks like it's an apartment building, but when you open the door, it's not an apartment building. You go through like this alleyway. It's an alleyway that goes all the way straight through the back, and then there's trees in the back, and it goes all the way up this like wooded hill, and it'll take you to like a whole nother side of the block or whatever the case may be, on another block behind this block that we're on, right? But I'm coming from the back way. It felt like it was like maybe 2034. I don't know why that year popped up in my head too. It was like 2034 or something. It felt real Mad Max. I don't know if y'all ever seen that movie. If you haven't, maybe you want to check it out. The original version. I haven't seen the remake. You know, I'm on that Tina Turner, Mel Gibson type shit. You know what I mean? So it just felt like that. So I'm coming through the I guess it's a gangway. It's an alleyway, right? It's real narrow too, and my attire is, I'm dressed in like 90s garbs though. You know what I mean? Like big oversized hoodie, big baggy pants, Columbia jacket. You know, that's what we was rocking in the 90s, pardon the noise in the back. But that's what we was rocking in the 90s. So I got that on, and I got a book bag on too. And I'm by myself. It's important that I mention that I'm by myself too, because in the tarot reading I was talking about, a wolf was mentioned. All right, and that really stuck out to me. First, a wolf is it represents Pisces in the indigenous zodiac for the indigenous Americans. Not only that, but I had this like lone wolf mentality, or you know, black sheep / wolf. Like I be by myself a lot. You know what I'm saying? So I'm carrying it the same way as I'm going through this alleyway, right? So I noticed there's like 16 people in this alleyway, and they all on some gangster shit. I'm gonna just keep it a beam with you. Like I could feel it. You know what I'm saying? I could sense it. Nonetheless, I'm coming through there anyway because it's my old neighborhood, and I used to live there as a child, as a little child. You know what I mean? I used to run crazy through there, so I feel like I'm home. I'm coming through, but I still sense, you know, all of these people, and they all on some gangster shit. So I walked past the first one. The first one was the leader. He had facial features that represent, or that reflect someone that I know, resemble someone that I know from that neighborhood as well. But it wasn't them. So I'm thinking, okay, this must be a descendant of them. You know what I mean? So I walked past them, and I turned around, glanced at him. He glanced at me. I kept walking. Next thing I know, a bunch of them, let's say about 3 or 4 of them, moved on me. You know what I mean? They tried to rob me. They was about to rob me. So they like trying to tell me, you know, take my stuff out my pockets, this, that, and the third. You know the drill. Right? So I'm like hesitant at first, and then I turned around and I looked at dude again. He was like, yo, I know you from somewhere. I was like, I think I know you from somewhere too. Don't I know you? He was like, oh, hell yeah, I know you. So then he like made a signal to the rest of them like, yo, nah, that's that. You know what I'm saying? Leave him alone. They was like, you sure? He was like, I'm sure. Leave him alone. Let him go. They was like, all right, unhanded me. I kept it pushing. So I get right to the door that I was talking about. I was in the front of the, it makes it look like it's an apartment building. I get to the door, and I'm walking through the door. Right as I'm about to walk through the door opens, and 2 more people walk in. It's a guy and a girl. There was like 3 girls in the alleyway too, but a guy and a girl walks in. The guy got to be like, the guy probably was like 3 inches shorter than me, probably like 110 pounds, and colored hair, dyed hair. This is why I get the whole Mad Max thing from. Their hair was just like, you know, shaved sides, this one not shaved, and pink, blonde, and all types of different colors in their hair and all of this stuff. So I'm just like, this is some futuristic, dystopian type shit going on, right? So he walking with the girl. She looked similar to him, and he like, yeah, back up. So now he's trying to rob me, and I'm like, here we go again, right? So, but he like, yo, don't move or I'm gonna stab you. So I feel he got the knife blade, he got the knife point right to my kidney. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just like, he got the drop on me. Smaller than me and all that, it don't matter. He got the drop on me. And he like grabbed my coat and he moving me backwards. So I'm like, yo, man, listen. I just came through here. Your boy know what's up with me. You know what I'm saying? Check with your boy. So he looked over me. He was like, he good? What he talking about? He was like, yeah, he good. He was like, you sure? He was like, I'm sure. Let him go. You don't know what you're doing. Right? So he was like, all right, man, all right. Pulled the knife off of me, let me walk through the door. So I walked through the door. The dude with the knife and the girl, they walked behind me, and then the dude who I said was the leader, he walked out after them too. So the dude who had the knife, he spoke to him again. He was like, yo, who is that? And the dude who was the leader, he was like, you don't know who that is? He was like, nah. He was like, you better get to know him. He said, everybody from everywhere come to see him. Everybody from everywhere come to find out where he at, who he is. And he was like, the dude with the knife, he was like, word? He was like, word. He was like, don't ever move on him like that. He's here to do something. You know what I mean? So I say that to say this. You might be in a phase right now in your life where you might have to redeem yourself in some type of way. All right? You might have to correct some wrongs. You might have to do some karmic work, meaning you may have to pay back some wrongs that you did in your life once upon a time, you know? And sometimes you got to do that in a way that is not directly in response to the people you may have hurt or that you may have harmed, right? Sometimes you got to do it through other people, through newcomers, through new people that you meet in your life, and, you know, people that you actually have the opportunity to help. Some relationships you can't mend or you can't fix because they went so far over the edge. You get what I'm saying? And that's kind of like my story. Like, I know in this neighborhood, I destroyed it. Just like it was said in the tarot reading, like the destroyer. I destroyed that neighborhood, yo. I know that I hurt more people and I harmed more people than I helped. Sure, I helped a lot of people along the way, but I know the ratio was uneven. You understand what I'm saying? And I know I do my best to continue turning that around. You know what I mean? I probably won't ever be able to fully, repay my trespasses or what have you. You know what I mean? I don't know. I just feel that way. You know what I'm saying? I feel kind of like forever in debt. So you may feel that way. You understand what I'm saying? Because there's things that need restoration. There's something that you got to restore. You know what I mean? Now, I don't know if I'm supposed to literally go back to this neighborhood and like fix it up and change it around and just do what I can. You know what I mean? But it was definitely symbolic enough for me to understand that, even by myself as the lone wolf, there was no fear. I still went through there and I still got through there. It reminded me of that scene in Training Day with Denzel when Ethan Hawke, that's my dude too. Ethan Hawke, hell of an actor. The whole cast on that joint. But when they had him in the bathtub, they was about to kill him. And then the little girl was like, nah, don't kill him. He saved my life type shit. You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, the leader dude, he resembled somebody that I knew from the neighborhood. Like, and we used to roll together hard. Like, there's nothing that I wouldn't have done for that dude. And it's nothing that I didn't do for that dude. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like, sometimes we're like angels too. There's earth angels too that'll guide you. It was like a guide in a dream. You know what I'm saying? It's like, yo, unhand him. He got work to do. He's still, he's not finished yet type shit. You know what I'm saying? So if y'all going through that, just continue tapping in. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna pull some tarot now. We're gonna do some tarot now. But I just wanted to put that out there. You know what I mean? No matter how much you destroyed in life, how much you've done, that not only that people will look at as negative, but that was negative, there's always a chance to turn it around, especially if you get the opportunity and you get the chance to do so. You know what I mean? So I already shuffled, but I'm gonna do a little bit more shuffling, a couple more shuffles. I'm gonna cut the deck and we're gonna get into it, alright? So I just remembered too, there was something about a tree in that reading too, as well. Used to really climb them trees and eat cherries. I don't know if there's still a cherry tree back there, but we used to really collect the cherries off the trees and eat them. I used to be humping back there too. Too much information? Not really, because y'all know how I be giving it up, but I'm serious. I wasn't fucking, you know what I'm saying? I was just humping. I was little, you know what I mean? But anyway. My bad. I wasn't harming nothing then. But anyway, With that being said, let's get these cards read. I'm just going to be drawing cards, y'all. First card out for the Pisces energy. Ace of Torches in reverse. Next card out. Nine of Torches in reverse. Next card out. Two of Pentacles in reverse. Next card out. The Six of Cups. Next card out. Six of Pentacles in reverse. We're going to stop right there for a moment. See what we're dealing with. So it looks like there's been a new offer. Can't make this shit up, right? So the Ace of Torches in reverse, what this is saying to me is that although there was an offer at hand and there is an opportunity for a new spark, vigor, something that's inspirational is at hand, right? But the issue here is you gotta like literally turn it upside down. What this is telling me is you gotta go within. Understand? You gotta go within with this Ace of Torch. Because it's so dark inside that you need to light up the inside. Because you can't bring it out in the forefront until you deal with the shadow work on the inside. It won't shine the way that it's supposed to shine. It comes to some realization. You have to come to a realization about yourself so that when you start to shine brightly on the outside, you're going to be done with the whole, how do people see me? You know? Will they forgive me? Can they see me in a different light? It's not going to matter anymore. It's only about what you do for yourself when you do the shadow work. How do you feel? Because the only way out is within. You got to fix yourself, you know? I would also say, look at where Chiron is at right now. It's in Aries. Aries is fire. Aries is the first sign. You know what I mean? So this is really like a self-realization and some work with self that you have to do before you can go out there and really do this new thing, or really get the ball moving when it comes to what it is that you're doing. It can revolve around entrepreneurship too, I'm feeling. Yeah, it probably heavily deals with entrepreneurship. And not only that, this is something that needs strength. You need skill to do what it is that you have to do. Even more of a reason of why you got to go within. Now, with the Nine of Torches in reverse, the Nine of Torches is about strength and it's about home. So, like in the dream, I said, I went home, you know? And Nine of Torches is also about defending the family. You know what I mean? And when I got home, I went to two homes. I went to the first place that I was at, that was home too. Second place that I was at, I lived at both places. So I went to the home and I didn't like what I seen. You know what I mean? I didn't like what I saw. And I spoke with someone who had more of a level head, if you ask me, but it's the only person that I spoke to at home, you know? And my idea of defending home and taking care of home was taking care of someone that passed on. You know, it was like everyone else who was living, who's still living, inside of the home, to me, it was like they didn't give a fuck except for the person that I was having a conversation with in the lingerie, you know? So that also shows me that I have some shadow work to deal with family members and stuff like that, you know? And that's why it's in reverse. Not only that, Rod, you can see the importance of taking whatever it is that you're going through right now with the Ace of Torch in reverse, to take that fire energy that deals with self, and as you can see, they're walking with that one torch to the home, or they're defending the home with it, but in this card it feels like they're actually walking into the home with it, because there's some those other torches, there's some things there. You know, they're guarding. They look like a fence that's guarding a dark place, but you gotta go there. You gotta go there anyway. You understand what I'm saying? Like, you gotta go there anyway, B. And you gotta do what you gotta do. It's soul work. Dark night of the soul type shit. I also feel like with it being in reverse, you know, normally it would talk about being brave to, you know, defend the family and this, that, and the third. But I feel it's more like dealing with self. You may have even been wronged at home. You may have felt like you were the outlier, the standout, the black sheep, the lone wolf. And going back to these places, because it's Mercury retrograde right now, so it all aligns, if you ask me. It definitely aligns to me, and it could align to you too. You could look at ways that you were wronged, but in a way that you don't feel victimized. I don't see the whole playing the victim here. I think it's just time to do some research and find out and identify where others were wrong. You know, not a blame game, but pointing out exactly where they were wrong at. Because you gotta imagine, if you go back to a place where you grew up, if you go back to your memories and stuff like that, especially when you're the younger one, right? You're gonna realize and remember times when people looked at you a particular way, or they said something about you, or that's the one that does this, that's the one that does that. And of course, it could be some dark stuff that we're talking about right here. But years go by, right? Some people redeem themselves. Some people restoration. When I woke up from the dream too, I knew my body just jolted with energy. The first words that came in my head was destroyer and restoration. I knew exactly what it meant now after that dream. I jolted out of the bed. You understand what I'm saying? And got to it. I was happy too, because I knew it. It clicked, you know? So you might go to some dark corners, especially if you, like I said, an outlier, an outcast of your family in some type of way. Maybe you didn't have your parents there when you were younger. You know, the dark stuff, yo. The dark stuff, B. You know what I mean? If this ain't your reading, it's cool. You don't gotta stick around past here, because there's some upside down shit here that needs to get addressed, and you know what I mean? So just letting you know. You know what I mean? Now with the Two of Pentacles here in reverse, to me this is saying like you got a serious case of the fuckets. Serious though. Look how they like throwing those pentacles up in the air. That's the fuckets right there. That's the fuckets. Because you're looking at two roads, right? A decision to make here. That decision to make is, do you remain the person that you was in the past, or do you reflect on the person that you was in the past to the point where you stay stuck there? Not if you're doing shadow work, not with all of these torches here. I doubt that. 1 and 9 is 10. Because it's a new beginning. 10 is the ending of something and a new beginning. You add the 2 to it. 12 adds up to 3. You gotta speak about this. This is why I'm speaking about it right now. Pardon me. I should have turned this off. This is why I'm speaking about this right now. Some of y'all might not be able to speak to anyone about this type of stuff. You know? Especially the details. I mean, you know, the details they can get, you know, they can kick your shit up. You know what I mean? They can grasp you. They can cause you, it can compel you to look inside of yourself, and I'm not saying figure out what's going on. You know what's going on. You knew what went on back then. But the 2 of Pentacles in reverse here is saying, again, do you want to, because I doubt, okay, I can't even say I doubt, right? Some people resort back to their past. Some people don't think that there's another way. You know? Sometimes something happens, excuse me, and people say, fuck it. You know what I mean? They get the fuck it's. Like, man, look, who am I kidding? I can't change. I got a record. Or I can't, you know, I can't change. They always going to look at me like that. They always going to remember me for being that person. You know, and that's why some of us, we stay away from those places. Because we know, we get it. We could be at a family barbecue. We could be at a family event of some sort. And all they seem to remember or know how to do is bring up, remember that time when, you know what I mean? Some crazy wild shit you did. It's not funny though. But it could be. I could laugh at it. You know why? So I don't give a fuck. The fuck it. Because I know one of these pentacles is mine. I'm choosing the one to where I'm at right now. You understand? I'm not taking the path that goes back there. Now again, I may have to restore something there. Maybe literally. Maybe not. Or maybe I could do it from a distance. I'm equipped with a lot of knowledge now. I'm not bragging or boasting about that shit. I did the work. Because I truly wanted to change my life around. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm picking up for y'all too. Y'all truly did the work. Y'all changed y'all life around. Or you're in the process of doing so. It's not simple. People, places, and things are the main culprits to repeating cycles. People, places, and things. So sometimes when you can't escape the people that you were attached to when you were doing things that people say are dark, and not for nothing they are, and there's some dark shit that happened. But you don't gotta remain there. You don't gotta stay there. You know, you don't gotta stay there. And not for nothing, with the 2 of Pentacles in reverse, it's not financial strain, it's financial gain. It's the opposite. It's financial gain. Good times are at hand right now. So I look at that also from the way that they're facing each other, right? It's like 2 of Pentacles in reverse got the 9 of Torches back as they go in to do the shadow work from the old home, right? It's like you just go in there to look. You just go in there to shine a light in there. That's what I did. I went in the dream and I just shined the light in there. I wanted to see what was going on. And it was some dark shit. You know, it was sad for me. But I was strong in there, but it was still sad to watch. You know what I'm saying? It was kind of like watching someone pass away again. And it's like, damn. Sometimes things get revealed to you in that dark that you wouldn't have expected when you see them in the 3D. I would have never expected to see that person sitting on a couch looking the way that they were looking at this person that we all love dearly. You know what I'm saying? But I ain't say nothing because I'm a changed man. Ain't no need to get darker. Motherfucker been dark enough. You know what I'm saying? Enough is enough, goddammit. Shit. And, I held it down. I restored the deceased or the person that passed on. I restored them with the turkey drum. And I got up out of there. I ain't saying nothing disrespectful to nobody. I just kept it pushing. And that's what I'm feeling that is a message to y'all. Y'all don't got to get out of character with people from your past. People who swear that they know you now. And it's been, 15, 20 years later, 25 years later, some of y'all. And even those of y'all who's been 5 years later. You're going to change. The cycles of life, the transitioning. You're going to transition if you've been away. And sometimes people just don't want to see you in that light. But you got to make sure that it don't get dark for you. You know what I'm saying? You got to make sure it don't get darker. Because if we're talking about behavior, you already escaped that part. You understand? Now it's about the mental part. It's about the spiritual part. It's about the emotional part. Who out of them are going to try to troll you? Who out of them are going to try to verbally abuse you or, try to kick your shit up? Say that you ain't what you know you are today. Say that you will always be what you always were back then. You know what I mean? It's sad, but it's a reality that a lot of us are facing right now. A lot of us are facing right now. But you gotta be that warrior. You gotta be strong. You gotta embody that Aries energy. You gotta be a warrior about it. You gotta be a wolf about it. You know what I mean? For those of you who are more the extroverted type and you didn't go through this, you're probably not watching this video still. But for those of you who resonate with this, what I'm saying, y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. So now with the Six of Cups here, you turn your back on the whole situation and you're moving forward. This card is the first card that has its back towards the rest of the cards. And it's about reflection and building and looking back on that happiness that you felt back then. Right? Because they were good times. Even in some of your worst times, you came across some great people who were also angels. And with this Six of Cups, I'm getting that they were guides. They were spiritual guides that got you through those hard times. I don't care if they was correctional officers. You understand? Even the police that came and locked you up, for those of y'all who, you know what I mean? And if it don't apply, let it fly. But, those are the people, those people that came to you in trying times that got you out of it. Talked you out of some things. Said you could stay on their couch for a couple of nights. Those people, you remember that. And the embodiment of this is to live fully present in the now right now. Live fully in the moment right now. Because it's about now. The moment, if you think about time travel, the moment means more. I can't even say more, but it means so much. To call it the present is a real significant thing to do. It's a gift. It's a gift to be in the now right now. In my dream, I went and I seen someone, I can't see them in the now right now. You know what I mean? It was great to see them, but then again, it was terrible to see them in that condition. But the now, the present right now, me speaking to this computer right now, don't take that for granted. You know what I'm saying? At all. And not for nothing, that person brought me a lot of good memories. In fact, that person was one of those ones who got me out of a jam on multiple occasions. So I remember all of that. And I take that with me. That's why I didn't hesitate to grab that turkey drum. I ain't leave until I fed them the whole thing. And I ain't say a word. Because me and them, we telepathic anyway. So it wasn't no need for any words. And I'm pretty sure if they could say a word, despite how great of a person they were, they would have said some words of disappointment. I'm pretty sure. Now the Six of Pentacles in reverse. I'm getting that there's an imbalance in y'all lives right now. But it doesn't have to be forever. I'm getting that the imbalance comes from probably trying to plan for the future more than you need to right now. Because I just got finished speaking about the now, right? So I think the now and going with the flow and that Six of Cups energy is more important than the planning of a Six of Pentacles energy. Because you may have thoughts of, well, what does the new family look like, right? Because we're going into another six. What does the new foundation look like? What does the new environment look like? What does how do you re-enter society at this point after doing so much dark work, shadow work? This is not a time to be, and I know this may sound harsh too, but this is not a time to be charitable, because I feel like, and mind you, I said the Two of Pentacles in reverse, that's financial gain. But what I'm feeling is you would be giving out of a void. You would be giving out of guilt. You would be feeling guilty. And some of y'all are probably doing that right now, or have just gotten finished doing that. You've been charitable out of guilt. Some people have guilt tripped you into believing that you just got to give your stuff away. Whether it's material things or your money. You just got to give it away because that's the way it's like going into church. Why I bring that up? But it's like going into church and donating when you don't even know why anymore. You're questioning the whole thing. Is it theater? Is it really real? What's it all for? You know? Why is there so many churches here and things are messed up? Ooh, ringing in the left ear. What's that about? What's that about? I'm getting also that whatever you may be charitable with may fall into poisonous behavior. So you wouldn't even be helping the people that you're being charitable to. You'd only be hindering them. Now, I'm not saying not to give, but use discernment when you're giving. You know, reward people who are doing the right thing. I got to go in the field in a little bit, right? So this brings me to that too. Reward people who are doing the right thing, yo. They need help too. And I think we overlook that as well. Be in the present with them. Because just because they're in the upright and they're doing their thing, they're responsible, you know, they still need help too. It's like no one, I'm not saying no one, but it's rare these days that people go reach out to the people who are actually taking care of themselves and pouring into themselves. Why can't they get gifts? Why can't they be gifted? Right? Why do they got to bear it all alone? Why does everybody expect them to always be strong? They're probably going through the most hardships because they got to keep it together, right? They have to maintain the stability. Stability to six. They got to maintain the family. They got to find the balance too. How are they going to find balance if no one is there to balance them out? How or why are we forgetting about them? Type shit. You know what I mean? Shit is real, B. Spirit, I want to clarify the Six of Pentacles, though. What's the issue? Why is there a lack of balance? You know what I mean? Let's try to get some clarity there. Like, can me pinpoint exactly what it is. I'm just freestyling. What card is this? The Lovers in reverse. Disconnect. I think this has more to do with the past. Disconnect with lovers from the past. The exes and all that's retrograde season, y'all. Don't forget that the people who departed from you, or the people who took you for granted, the people who wouldn't bring balance to your life, even if you tried to coach them and tell them your love language, you tried to salvage and repair the stuff that you went through. Maybe you were the bigger one in the relationship. You took the high road. They still made the conscious decision to do what they did. They left, right? Or they behaved in such a way that they knew you was going to fire their ass. Like, there was no way you was going to put up with that shit. And if you did, for however long, everyone's got a threshold, B. And they went over that threshold. See how fiery it got? Conscious decisions, though. Now, they may try to come and reconcile right after you see this video. You might get a DM or something like that. An ex-lover may come back and try to reconcile. I'm not telling you what to do, but I will tell you this. Because of the other cards that are laid out here, there's pain here. There's darkness here. Shadow work that you've been doing and are still doing. So if you allow this person to come back and rip a Band-Aid off of you, don't act like you don't know how it already feels, is what I'm saying. You a big boy now, you a big girl. You know exactly what the fuck is going on. Four swords at the bottom of the deck. Just get your rest on. Get your rest on, because while you're resting, they're sleeping on you. I'm picking up on that too. So the no contact thing, they were sleeping on you the whole time, but at the same time, they racking their brain thinking about maybe not what they did. They may not still be taking accountability, but they got a good idea that you're all right. That you're all right. Especially if it's been a no contact zone. And it's not like you're sleeping on them. I'm getting at you. You done forgot about them already. For the most part. It's tough during retrograde season, don't get me wrong. But the more that you rest, the more that things are going to come into fruition for you. I kid you not. During the dream, had the dream, woke up, money in the emails. I'm just keeping it a bean, B. Woke up, money in the emails. I still got the fuck it's. You know what I mean? And not in a malicious way either. It's not like that. It ain't that deep. Because I know I got to work on me. You know what I'm saying? People could say whatever about you, but you got to work on you. You got to look at yourself in the mirror, B. You got to go to sleep with yourself. Or maybe your significant other, your lover, but you going to go back to sleep with her? Him? I don't know. Think you can't get none nowhere else? That card came out for a reason. What's this? Four of Pentacles. They want to hold on to you. That lover want to hold on to you. We're dealing with a selfish lover. A selfish ex-lover. They was probably selfish with the money. They was probably selfish with the money, selfish with the love. They didn't care about that barrenness in the background. They'd rather that. Don't forget, yo. You could forgive, and I mean that in a spiritual sense too. I don't mean calling them up and be like, yo, I apologize. I just hope you're all right and everything goes well. You don't even gotta do all that. God knows you. You know what I mean? Just, yo, type shit. You know what I'm saying? And that's it. Because people don't change their behavior, especially when they still like this. Come on, did that look like somebody that changed? Did that look like somebody that's ready to open up and reconcile and mend the differences? Not at all. Knock it off. We're not going to kid ourselves. We not. You know what I mean? Judgment at the bottom of the deck now. It's time. The trumpet about to blow. Trumpet blowing on their ass. But look, that's the new family. That's the new foundation. Judgment blowing that way. You just get to watch. You get to watch. Y'all get to watch. You know? Center stage. Spirit, what we got in closing? About to close this out. What do you want Pisces to know? That's too many. I'm not taking that. Give me a moment. Calm down, Spirit. Calm down. What do we want Pisces to know in closing, though? There we go. Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles. You got things under control, yo. Y'all got things under control. Because while they hold on, while the people in your past are holding on to everything that they got, been holding on to the things that they had, want to hold on to you, probably still holding on to the grudge too that I'm picking up from that Four of Pentacles. All you got to do is remain quiet. Remain quiet. Remain understanding of the difficulties and the challenges that other people are going through, even the people that wronged you, but still remain quiet about it. It no longer has anything to do with you. You can't be verbally abused anymore because there's no contact. This retrograde season is important for what I'm saying right now, because you know how those doors can open. What I'm getting here from this Queen of Pentacles is converse with the people who are on your level. Converse with the people who are understanding. Because people want to meet you. People want to reach out to you. This is man, woman, and child. They want to be around you. Because this is your frequency now. Male or female. This is where you at with it now. Sensible. Stable, calm, comfortable. And with a bag. But it ain't even, it's more about the comfort than it is about the bag. You get what I'm saying? You're not worshiping the bag. You're not holding on to it like mine. You're not on that Daffy Duck shit. It's just nice to have. I'm going to leave this right here. Hope someone benefited from this reading. Even if it's just one of y'all. Until next time, I'm going to kick it with y'all. I'm out.